Honorable Union Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Chemical and Fertilizers, Government of India, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya ji, Honorable Minister of State for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Bharti Praveen Pawar ji, Honorable Minister for Health of South Africa, Dr. Mathume Joseph, Minister, other dignitaries on the dais, Board Chair Right Honorable Helen Clark, and representatives from different UN agencies, USAID, UNFPA, UNICEF, WHO, UNDP, ladies and gentlemen, youth icons. It's indeed a pleasure to be here as part of this event, as we know that within our country, the adolescents form a significant part of our population as youth affairs, sports. Going ahead, this is one critical population group that would contribute in a significant manner in the vibrancy of our economy and our society. Through this event, we have strived to facilitate a dialogue among adolescents and youth delegates from G20 countries. Also, we have invited policymakers, academia, NGOs, media, and other domain knowledge experts, and we hope that the day-long deliberations would plot the strategic directions where this dialogue can be progressed further, and different countries could then build in the inputs that are received in this event into their national policies. Innovation repositories, we have showcased attempts to mainstream adolescent health and partnerships for advancing their mental health entities and organizations who are participating in the marketplace. I once again take this opportunity to welcome all the honorable ministers, all other dignitaries and all participants to this event, and I hope that this would be mutually productive and useful. I once again thank you. Dhanyavad. Namaste.
Testing coordinator for India to share a few words. I will just request the speakers to please share short words so that the minister has to go for an urgent meeting.
Honorable Minister for Health and Family Welfare, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya, Right Honorable Helen Clark, former Prime Minister of New Zealand, and my former big boss on my in UNDP days, Dr. Bharti Praveen Pawar, Honorable Minister of State, Sri Rajesh Bhushan, Secretary, Honorable Secretary, Julita Adabanjo, Director of the Technical Division of the UNFPA Headquarters, and all of the UN colleagues and international community colleagues here today. Madi Youth Representative, and Simone Seni Lomo, Honorable Deputy Minister of Health of South Africa, where I've spent many, many wonderful days and moments. To everybody here, namaskar. What an impressive beginning, impressive morning. Bohat Shandar. Congratulations to everybody. It's really an honor on behalf of the United Nations system here in India and as representative of the UN Secretary General to join this important action-oriented conversation on the health and well-being of adolescents and young people, quite literally our future. And for that, most of all, I would like to recognize all of the young people here in the audience today. Today's section, before and after, is for you, with you. So pleased to hear about the vibrant consultations that have preceded the session, the energy and enthusiasm with which you have brought forward concrete ideas and solutions. Aaj ki Chacha, Achi Rahe, very much looking forward to hearing more about your solutions, and some of those are presented in the walkthrough. Now, I think To be brief, with 8 billion of us walking this planet at the moment and 1.8 billion young people, in this age of connectivity, in this age of social networking, internet, it has never been more important and actually never easier for young people to take charge and influence the conversation from any point, even the safety and security of your own living room. But we, in our generation, I'm sorry to say, have failed you in so many ways. Health services are not meeting the needs of adolescents. Education systems are failing to equip you for job markets. Gender inequality continues. The triple planetary crisis continues. Climate change, biodiversity loss, pollution, war, all of this conspiring to push back progress on the Sustainable Development Goals for the first time ever. There's much to be pessimistic about this story. But what I want to talk about is at this time of polycrisis, there's actually an amazing confluence of 3 rivers of optimism right here where we are standing at this moment. That is the power of youth, the power of multilateralism, the G20 of course is the headline today, and the power of India as increasingly a leader, not just for the global south, but for the entire world, east, west, north, south, in the spirit of Vasudha Kutumbakam, just at the moment that we need such leadership. So I would like to thank and acknowledge on behalf of the UNDP presidency, of India's G20 presidency, for delivering on a human-centered, inclusive, and ambitious presidency. And I would like to thank India for putting the Sustainable Development Goals at the heart of a multilateral conversation through this presidency. At the very moment that the world needs it. We will literally have a handshake from India's G20 presidency, the Leaders Summit from the 9th and 10th of September, and a matter of days later, we transition, the world conversation transitions to the Global SDG Summit in New York. And India's G20 presidency will bring a G20 SDG acceleration action plan to that table, bringing a prepared meal to the table as the world looks and takes stock of where we are and where we need to go globally for the Sustainable Development Goals. So I think, to be brief, let me just say that much has been achieved in health outcomes for young people. Globally, the number of women becoming mothers as teenagers has decreased significantly. And here in India, the prevalence of child marriage has been halved since 2005. The government of India has launched a number of critically important programs emphasizing adolescent health and well-being, from India's health policy, India's national youth policy, and many more. And yet, here, as in every country in the world, gaps remain. So we must continue to work together to achieve gender equality, ensuring that women and girls are free to work, to study, to play, without the threat of gender-based violence. We need to ensure that mental health services are expanded for everybody, especially in these times of public crisis. And we need to invest in partnerships, and that is the spirit of today. And for this reason, I am so very proud that the United Nations system, at many levels, has been able to partner with the government of India through the School Health and Wellness Program, flagship initiatives, and many other flagship initiatives supporting adolescent health, sexual and reproductive health, and other important priorities. This runs across the gamut: UNFPA, World Health Organization, UNESCO, UNDP, and many, many more. So let me conclude with the words of the UN Secretary General noted when he was here just a few months ago, at the end of last year, that India is the country, quite literally, that can make the Sustainable Development Goals a global reality. And India, together with the G20, nothing can stop us. Sate to Sambhave. You, the youth of our world, together, wo jo dil se young hai, together with those of us who might have gray hair but are young at heart. Thank you so much. Bahut bahut.
Of why Alice is a very priority and how partners like we are working towards this goal.
This is Honourable Minister of the Government of India, distinguished representatives of the G20 countries, Right Honourable Helen Clark, Shomni, lovely to have, coming after you, esteemed delegates, and the wonderful young people who rightly say, nothing about us without us. Namaste. It is my first time in India, and so allow me to say how absolutely honoured I am to be here, and how delighted I am to share remarks on behalf of UNFPA's Executive Director, Dr. Natalia Kanem. And let me start by joining others in congratulating the Government of India on its really outstanding presidency of the G20, and appreciate the powerful theme, One Earth, One Family, One Future. We are indeed one family, a family of 8 billion, as Shomni said, who share this planet Earth. And if you turn the number 8 on its side, you get the sign infinity. And at UNFPA we say 8 billion people, a future of infinite possibilities. One that is based on the prospects of young people being able to realize their full and incredible potential, which is why we are currently restless, I believe, as many others are, and fiercely mindful about the continued impact of the post-COVID pandemic, conflicts, the global economic crisis, and humanitarian and climatic crisis that really undermine the health and well-being of young people and challenge their ability to determine their life paths. Excellency delegates, today's world of 8 billion and 1.8 billion young people are filled with hopes and dreams, and indeed expectations for a bright future and a safe and a just and a prosperous and a sustainable world. We therefore come together at this remarkable event in recognition that every young person deserves the chance, and in fact, many are leading the charge, fulfilled their greatest potential and putting their health and well-being, including their sexual and reproductive health, front and center, and that this will yield multiple development gains. But allow me to ask, and I'll be quick, but I think it is important to globally reflect on a few numbers. 129 million girls are out of school, and approximately 1 in 5 youth, 15 to 24, are neither in employment, in education, or in training. How can we get development dividend when an estimated 21 million pregnancies occur each year among adolescents 15 to 19 in low and middle income countries, with half of these pregnancies, 10 million, being unintended and unplanned, and more than a quarter, 5.7 million, ending in unsafe abortion. And worse still, that complications of pregnancy and childbirth are amongst the leading cause of death of girls aged 15 to 19 years old. And so as the lead UN agency on sexual and reproductive health, we are deeply troubled by these facts and others, including STIs and HIV infections among young people, harmful practices such as early child and forced marriages and female genital mutilation, the number of girls that miss school during their menstrual cycles, and I think we saw that on the video, because of lack of sanitary facilities, and sexual violence, including more recently on the online space, where globally just about half of young girls say they've experienced sexual harassment online. But despite our awareness of these challenges, we remain hopeful in the possibilities that are before us. The commitment showed by many countries and the partners in the G20, and the leadership of the Government of India to prioritize health and well-being, and that marketplace is amazing, so congratulations. But also the determination of India's vibrant and bold, innovative young people. Indeed, stewardship and leadership is what's going to give us the great actions that we need. And with that in mind, I would just like to reiterate UNFPA's commitment to health and adolescence in keeping with the promises of the International Conference on Population and Development, which will mark to be enabled and empowered to make informed choices about their bodies and lives. And I wanted to give you 5 areas, but I won't because I know but I do know that the panel discussion will have an opportunity to elaborate what I think will be very critical foundations. Partnership with Maternal Youth and Health. We are excited to be here, to be hosted by the government of India, and really to really show our solidarity to young people and to position this very fundamentally as we move forward on the SDGs. A program from India that has been shared with me, which I find especially beautiful. Yesterday is but a dream, while tomorrow is a vision. On behalf of the Executive Director and the entire workforce across UNFPA and the UN system, we continue to commit to working with the Government of India, the G20, countries around the world, to make tomorrow's vision a reality for young people everywhere, starting today. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Namaste to our Minister of Health and Family Welfare in the Government of India, Dr. Muthu, and the Minister of State, Dr. Kwan. And we also want to bring to Helen Clark, the representative from all UN boards that are present here, UNFPA, and also Mr. Sharp from the coordinator here in India. I'd like to start by actually congratulating the government of India as president of G20. We have been warmly welcomed as we're coming into the country. Right from the airport, we notice the visibility of the plane, and we are really delighted to see that happening. We are here on a program that is very important, health of youth, wealth of the nation. Also wanted to send our apology for our Minister of Health, Dr. Pasha, was not able to join us because of other pressures. We too come from a continent that has got a lot of numbers, big numbers of young people, and therefore this is an area that we cannot ignore. We also are pushed by the slogan of young people that says, nothing for us without us, and therefore it makes us to plan together. Our South African National Development Plan 2030 places the youth sector's contribution to the national goal of reducing poverty, inequality, and unemployment, therefore unlocking the demographic dividend and transforming the country at the heart of our development agenda. We are looking into it as a multifaceted program. Our government is taking the whole of government multi-sectoral approach to enhance the youth, young people, improving the literacy and numeracy scores among our students. We'd like to also say 3 days ago, our Deputy President Mashatile, in his June 16 celebration of our country, had this to say, and I quote, "As the majority of our population is comprised of youth, it is incumbent upon all sectors of society to collaborate in equipping the youth with skills necessary for development and our collective prosperity. If we fail to do so, we would have failed South Africa's future. As young people represent the future, as it is our responsibility to secure it." Close quotation. We are working collaboratively and individually as government departments. Department of Health, of course, we have a lot of programs that we are dealing in them. Department of Social Development, Department of Women, young people and persons with the disabilities is hosted at the presidency. We also have Department of Basic Education and Department of Higher Education. They are saying, we are a sector that has got a lot of young people. We need your help to work with us and actually give us skills how to then assist them. As a department, we have developed a very vibrant program called Adolescent Youth Health Services. an adolescent youth-friendly services where we say to young people, educate us. What do you want us to do for you? How do we assist you? And among other things that has happened in our country is the development of what we call youth zones, where we sit and listen to the dialogues of young people, educating and advising us on how to move on further. As we are very excited, Minister, that next year as a country, we'll be celebrating 10 years of the HPV vaccine, human papillomavirus vaccine. We have started it in 2014, and next year we are actually going to be celebrating 10 years. And the uptake in our young people has been up to more than 80%. So we have a 19-year-old South African girl next year who would say, 9 years ago, I was given this vaccine, and therefore my chances of really having cervical cancer later in life are diminished or significantly reduced. And that is very exciting to us. I would therefore like to end with the words from our leader, Kofi Annan, when he said, young people should be at the forefront of global change and innovation. Empowered, they can be the key agents for development and peace. If, however, they are left on society's margins, all of us will be impoverished. Let us ensure that all young people have every opportunity to participate fully in the lives of their societies. Health of young people is a wealth of the nation.
Minister of Health and Family Welfare and State Minister, Deputy Minister of Health from South Africa, all my friends from the UN family, Excellencies, development partners, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly today, young people. Very happy to be here as Board Chair of the Partnership for Maternal, Newborn and Child Health, and to thank our steadfast supporter, the Government of India, for hosting this event and for all the support it gives to the work of PMNCH. We're all here because we want to see this great generation of adolescents and youth getting the support to thrive that it needs and it wants. But as others have said, we know that this great population is facing quite a lot of challenges, and they're not challenges of its own making. They've had the impact of COVID descend on them, so much education disrupted. Many are experiencing the spillover effects of the crises and conflicts around our world. And then there's the climate crisis, which I think the young generation really appreciates as an existential crisis to our world. So young people are growing up in the midst of this syndemic of crises. As well, we see young people dying from preventable causes. I understand that the consultations here in India have identified road crashes as a significant issue in many countries, and the top cause of death, I understand, for adolescent boys. For the girls, some 12 million girls aged 15 to 19 are dying, giving birth every year, but the complications that they face are among the leading causes of death for girls of that age. And of course, we're also aware of the impact of some of the mental health challenges. So we take all this together, there's a lot of issues out there, and I think that's what we've come together to change. And that is why PMNCH is backing this global campaign for adolescent health and well-being. And we're calling on our 1,400 partners behind the 1.8 billion Young People for Change campaign to come on board and make a difference for this generation. That brings us to India, the chair this year of the G20. G20 is a very powerful group of countries. Its GDP accounts for more than 80% of the world's GDP. So how the G20 invests will shape the future of people and of our planet. And we see the G20 being in a position to lead the call for more investments and more policy support for adolescents and young people. And for the G20 to see the need to do that for emerging and developing economies with the large youth populations. These investments are just so essential for young people to thrive and deliver the demographic dividend that is possible. But we shouldn't undertake these investments without asking young people what it is that they want. And so PMNCH has created the What Young People Want platform, and we're setting out to hear the voices of 1 million adolescents and youth before the Global Forum for Adolescence in October. And already online, through chatbots, through youth mobilisers, more than 350,000 voices from youth have been heard. And we're going to make this feedback available so that policymakers have it to feed into their processes. So our call to G20 would be, come on board with this. You can make a real difference, both through the way the G20's countries themselves invest in youth and adolescents, and also through the solidarity which they offer to the world's low and middle income countries. We've got just those 8 years left, really, to meet the SDG targets. Without youth and adolescents at the forefront of our efforts, we can't do it. So the call for investment is urgent, and the time to act is now. Thank you once again for the...
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to listen to the passion and the drive which Helen has. Up
Ministers, distinguished guests, dear youth activists, media and audience present here today. I am honored to be here today to represent young people from all over the world. Many thanks go to the Government of India for organizing today's event and giving me an opportunity to speak on behalf of my generation. For young people nowadays, life sometimes can feel like a fight. We face challenges in many aspects of our countries, our lives, future, mental health, and communities. We are the generation of science and technology development. We are the generation that chose pen and paper over sitting on iPad for long hours, choose to strive for their future. We are the generation of activism, and our secret is that we never give up. We use our energy for science, knowledge, and development, and to trigger change, even in small aspects of our societies. I was appointed as a first youth advocate for early childhood development in UNICEF Iraq last year, after I volunteered in programs designed to listen to youth views and needs and involve them in decision-making processes. This opportunity made me feel seen, my voice heard, and my decisions impactful. The fact that I'm a change maker gives other young people the motivation to participate in youth programs and have their voices heard. Although technology provides a wide platform for expressing opinions, talking alone is not enough. Action needs programs to have a protective effect. They say that the influence of adolescents on adolescents themselves is greater than influences of adults on them. I truly believe that by providing and supporting social behavior change, climate, mental health, and education programs that spread awareness and positive change among youth and society as a whole, we will achieve big things. The energy of youth is inexhaustible and in constant renewal, an energy that leaders today should make the most of. My recommendation to all attendees and to all who have sons and daughters is to believe in and support young people, regardless of their gender. Women are a change and decision makers and as science developers who can do much more than just being raised children and do marriage. They have a right to education, work, and community participation like others. Young people today have exceptional ideas, creativity, and abilities, but they need your support. Must be leveraged to bring about positive change for entire generation and strong, invincible countries. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you. Honorable Minister of Health and Family Welfare and Minister for Chemical and Fertilizers, Dr. Mansukh Manviaji. Honorable Helen Clark Ma'am, former Prime Minister, New Zealand. Honorable Dholmoji, Deputy Minister of Health, South Africa. Shri Rajesh Bhushanji, Secretary, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Julita Onabanjoji, Director of Technical Division, UNFPA, New York. Shombe Shabji, UN Resident Coordinator in India. Youth icon Tuka Mahatji, UNICEF's Young People Advisory Group. Distinguished guests, dignitaries, senior officers from the government and media group. I am honored to address this esteemed gathering of not only my colleagues from the ministry, but also subject experts, our health partners, and mostly youth, because there are so many young adolescents and youth attending this conference. The theme for this event today resonates deeply with me because I firmly believe that the health of our adolescent and youth is the true wealth of our nation. India stands as a home to one of the world's largest youth populations with a staggering 378 million adolescent and youth. With 65% of our nation's population under the age of 35, our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, firmly believes in the transformative power and boundless potential of our youth and how their energy, ideas, and determination hold the key to shaping the future trajectory of our great nation. Under his leadership, we have always placed the health and well-being of our youth at the forefront of our priorities. Our Honorable Minister, Dr. Mansukh Manviaji, has always guided us that investing in the well-being of youth is not just a moral obligation, but also a strategic decision that will determine the success and prosperity of our nation. As we proudly host the G20 presidency this year, we see this as a golden opportunity to deliberate on the comprehensive health needs of adolescent and youth, not only within India, but across all G20 nations. In our pursuit of youth empowerment, we believe in going beyond traditional boundaries. That is why our ministry introduced the revolutionary RKSK scheme, that is Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakram. The stunning registration of 11.9 million clients at AFHCs in the previous year not only highlights the extensive reach of the program, but also underscores its effectiveness in addressing the unique needs of our young population. Government of India has launched Telemanas, a free telecounseling service that serves as a lifeline for individuals, particularly for adolescent and youth who are battling with mental health challenges. More than 100,000 calls received on the Telemanas helpline since its launch in October 2022. I am delighted to share with you the incredible strides we have made in enhancing the lives of adolescent girls and young women through our innovative initiatives. The menstrual hygiene scheme has been a source of empowerment, illuminating the path to a healthier and more dignified future for our girls. It has been instrumental in providing sanitary napkins to 44 lakh adolescent girls per month in the year 2022-23 alone. This is not only prevents school dropouts but also unlocks a world of possibilities, nurturing a generation of confident, resilient and empowered young women. In our relentless efforts towards gender equality and holistic development, we introduced the Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao scheme, launched by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji in 2015. This visionary initiative has witnessed a declining trend in early marriages and teenage pregnancies. The positive impact of above scheme reflects in the lives of adolescent girls as they flourish in an environment that nurtures their physical, mental and emotional well-being. In a highly commendable commitment to the well-being of our school-going adolescents, our Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji launched the Ayushman Bharat School Health and Wellness Program. This transformative initiative promotes comprehensive healthcare services, instills healthy behaviors and foster collaboration with stakeholders. We acknowledge the crucial role of community engagement in ensuring the well-being of our youth through initiatives like the Peer Educator Program. We empower young individuals to become advocates within their own communities. With approximately 3.2 lakhs peer educators across the country, they are catalysts of change, spreading knowledge all about health, promoting healthy behaviors and providing support to their peers. By fostering community engagement, we are building a sustainable foundation for the holistic well-being of our younger generation. In our pursuit of nurturing a vibrant future, the National Nutrition Mission, that is Poshan Abhiyan, serves as a powerful symbol of our relentless dedication to eradicating malnutrition and tackling stunted growth among children and adolescents with enhancing the nutrition outcomes for our vibrant youth. To address the challenges of anemia among adolescents, we join hands with the Ministry of Women and Child Development and the Ministry of Education to implement the weekly iron and folic acid supplementation program. The program touches the lives of approximately 5.3 crore school-going boys and girls, along with 48 lakh out-of-school girls in this year 22-23. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji recognizes the immense potential of digital health and the transformative impact it can have on the well-being of our youth. Through the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, which aims to leverage technology to transform healthcare delivery. By integrating digital technologies into Ayushman Bharat, we strengthen healthcare efficiency and empower our youth to actively participate in their well-being. By creating youth-led initiatives, establishing youth-friendly health services, and providing platforms for their voices to be heard, we ensure that their unique needs are addressed effectively. When we engage our youth as a partners, we are not only empower them to take control of their own health, but also inspire them to become the architects of positive change and drive the growth of our nation's economy. Together, let us forge ahead, harnessing the power of youth to shape the healthier and more prosperous future for all. The challenge at the hand requires collaborative efforts and partnerships. Government, international organizations, civil society, and the private sector must come together, share best practices, and pool resources. Let us build multi-sectoral partnerships that leverage expertise, knowledge, and resources to effectively address youth health challenges and create a healthier future for our nation. In conclusion, I call upon all G20 member nations to prioritize investment in the health of our youth. Let us exchange best practices, share knowledge, and foster international cooperation to ensure that the health and well-being of our young people are at the forefront of our national agendas. By doing so, we will tap the immense potential of our youth, creating prosperous nations built upon the solid foundation of a very healthy and empowered generation. Thank you so much.
Present on the dais, Miss Helen Clark, ex-Prime Minister of New Zealand, and Board Chair of PM my colleague Minister, Dr. Bharti Praveen Pawar, Dr. Sibon G. Seni, Deputy Minister of Health, South Africa, Rajesh Bhushanji, Kamlesh Shamji, Julita Ambango, Tuka Albagri, distinguished delegates of youth in the G20 branded event. Health of youth and wealth of nation. A country's ability and potential for growth are determined by the size and strength of its youth population. Youth can be a dominant force for development when provided with the knowledge and opportunities they need to thrive. As one of the key stakeholders and partners in global progression, the health and well-being of the youth are very important to the future of this world. Need for youth, health and well-being are also part of G2030 agenda for sustainable growth, where one half of SDG targets reference young people with a focus on empowerment, participation, and well-being. India's G20 presidency, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Ministers, has come at a time when the 2030 agenda approaches its midpoint and all the nations are racing to achieve SDG targets. India's presidency will be a leap forward to ensuring that the needs and rights of the world's 1.8 billion young people are addressed, that their voices are heard, and that they have access to the resources and opportunities necessary for their optimal development. Our Prime Minister has immense faith in the power of youth. He recently said that youth power is a driving force of a nation's development journey. Honorable Prime Minister's vision that India's G20 presidency will be inclusive, ambitious, decisive,
and action oriented. I will create opportunities for India and the world. The youth of the country can play a prominent role in realizing the Prime Minister's vision. I am also a firm believer in the immense potential of youth and her ability to create transformative changes in society. Young people have the capacity to be critical thinkers, change and innovators, communicators and leaders who can contribute to the development of a nation through fresh perspectives and insight. As G20 nations, we share the responsibility of ensuring that G20 needs to partner with youth in this capacity. Youth demographic which is capable of leading the country to its aspiration of becoming the world's largest economy. However, to reap this demographic dividend, we need to invest in youth health, education, and skill development. The co-branded event of focusing on the health and well-being of adolescents and young people with the theme Health of Youth, Wealth of Nation. It underlines the Government of India's leadership in promoting investment in human capital of adolescent and young peoples, and we want to inspire other G20 nations to advance the development of the next generation to build stronger, greener economies and vibrant societies. I'm happy on seeing so many young people from India and other G20 nations in this eventful consultation. It will provide a space for all of you to express your opinions, share your experience, connect with peers within the country and other G20 nations and contribute to the global conversation focused on promoting youth health and well-being. Key areas must be prioritized during our deliberation today. To begin, we must invest in adolescent-friendly healthcare. This included mental health support and assistance, nutritional programs, and comprehensive sexual and reproductive health care. We must value and create space for meaningful participation, which involves young people in decision-making process that affect their lives. One of the biggest success stories of Modi's regime has been the rapid digital transformation in India. Being the leader of technology, it is an imperative for the youth to take forward the Prime Minister's vision of digital and inclusive India by creating digital solutions, which can be replicated at the global level. Many things have changed in the current post-pandemic existence, especially regarding healthcare and wellness. Physical and mental health awareness have gathered much dominance over working opportunities. So, one of the important things for the youth of today is to take the narrative of complete wellness forward, the government collaboration and community engagement. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, India has continuously crafted and reinforced policies and programs to create better opportunities for our youth and address their health and development needs. As stated by Honorable Prime Minister during the PM NCH Partners Forum 2018, India is one of the first countries to advocate focused attention on adolescents and implement an extensive health promotion and prevention programs for adolescents in the form of Rashtriya Kishore Swasthya Karyakram, tapping the potential of schools in shaping the future of the young generation. A comprehensive school health and wellness program has been launched by the Honorable Prime Minister, which is envisaged to develop school students as health and wellness messengers, advocates, and role models within their school and communities at large. With his focused vision for the betterment, development, and social progress of girls and women in countries, a number of schemes like Poshan Abhiyan, Beti Bachao Beti Padhao, Pradhan Mantri Surakshit Matritva Abhiyan, and Pradhan Mantri Matru Vandana Yojana are in place to ensure health, hygiene, and sanitation for our girls and women. Pradhan Mantri Bharati Janaushadhi Pariyojana, Kendra are selling sanitary napkin at just ₹1. More than 380 million sanitary napkins have been sold at these Kendras, which clearly supports the vision of Honorable our Prime Ministers. With the lessons learned, India can contribute immensely to the ongoing efforts of G20 by providing technical support, trained human resources, and sharing replicable practices and digital innovations in the area of the health of adolescents. At G20, we can create a route towards the comprehensive, equitable, and long-term solutions that will allow every adolescent to fulfill their full potential. Let me assure you that India will make an all-out effort to get adolescent and youth health issues included in the main G20 communique so as to bring it to the attention of global leadership for deliberation and to provide solutions. Let us all work together for the health and well-being of youth as they are the future of humanity. Thank you, and I wish you all productive and successful event. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Our tireless efforts for improving the well-being of all our people, especially the adolescents and young. Your determination sustains ours and keeps us all moving forward with and chairing this session for us. Thank you. I would like to also thank Right Honourable Helen Plaquemine, former Prime Minister of New Zealand, also for being with us. Madam Bharti Pawar, Madam, for also joining us in this occasion, and all the dignitaries on the dais. Thank you all very much. A special thanks to all the ministers, board members who are taking time to attend this event with us, all the special young guests who are here, the media personnel, and all the ministry officials who have supported us in ensuring this event went off flawlessly. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Okumshaya ngane nomandosi.
Lalela.
Ixoxe umnyezo uzamake lona uthini wena umandosi.